Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we will discuss. Today we will take up continuation of lesson number 11. So I have already uploaded the first part of lesson number 11, in which we have discussed half of the lesson. So in today's video, we will discuss the remaining portion of lesson number 11, and we will finish the syllabus today. So we'll start from page number 104. So according to what we did in the last video, when you go back to the last video, you'll find it. We have completed up to page number 103. So today we will start from page number 104, Science Class 5. So the name of the topic is Where Are the Lines Really? So Sunita describes her view of the Earth from the spaceship. So here we are talking about Sunita Williams and her experience in the space. The Earth looks so beautiful and amazing. So when Earth is looked from space, the shape is also mentioned here, which is curve, and it looks beautiful and amazing. We could watch it for hours from the window of the spaceship. We could clearly see the curve shape of the Earth. So the shape of the Earth is also mentioned according to the experience of Sunita Williams. So next, page number 105. Look at this photograph of the Earth taken from a spaceship. From such photographs today, we know what the Earth looks like, but thousands of years ago, people could only imagine what the Earth looked like. So when you look at the picture given on page number 105, which is the picture of Earth, and it's the actual view of Earth from space. So from this, we can, or from this we know the shape of the Earth. So it is also mentioned here that thousands of years ago, people could only imagine the shape, but now with the help of the photographs from space, we can actually know we can know the actual shape of the Earth. Scientists tried hard to find out how big is the Earth, how does it go around. So further, scientists research about the movement of the Earth and about the size of the Earth. Look at this photograph and tell, can you see India? So from these photographs, it will we can imagine, or we can find out the place where India is located. Yes, we can see India. Can you recognize any other place? Where is the sea? We know that 70% of the earth is covered with water. So, and because of water, it's the color of the earth is some portion. 70% of the earth is blue. So the blue color is because of water, that is sea. Do you find anything similar between the globe and this picture of the earth? In what ways are they different? Yes, it is quite similar, but when we compare with the globe, in the globe you will find imaginary lines, or lines which are created by human in order to understand it thoroughly. So for our understanding, human makes line which is an imaginary and which is not on the actual earth. So do you think Sunita could make out Pakistan, Nepal, and Burma separately when she saw the earth from space? So since the division of the places is not there on the actual earth, so it will be difficult for anyone to specify any place since it is not clear. Look at the globe in your school and tell, can you find India? Where all do you find the sea? Which countries can you see? So since they are imaginary lines created by humans, so it will be easy for us to find each and every place on earth. So globe, with the help of globe, we can find out, or we can know each and every place which is not similar to earth. So Uzaira and Shamir are looking at different countries on the globe. Uzaira, see, there are lines between the different countries on this globe. Are such lines also there on the earth? Samir, there must be. They are there on the map of the India in this book. See, there are lines between the different states too. So the difference between the actual earth and the globe is that globe is a model of the earth, and on the globe we have lines which are created by human for our understanding. So it's easy for us to find each and every place with the help of globe, but which is not possible with the actual picture of the earth. Uzaira, if we go from Delhi to Rajasthan, would we find such lines made on the ground? Of course not. Look at the map of your country and tell, can you find the state in which you live where its name on the map? Which are the states next to the state you live in? Have you been to any other state? So can you find the state in which you live? Yes, of course we know that. It's one of the state. It's one of the state of India, and if you talk about our state, then it's Manipur. And yes, which are the states next to the state you live in? So I have to turn off my data. So look at the map of your country. Yes, which are the states next to the state you live in? Have you been to any other state? So if we talk about Manipur, the neighboring states are Assam, Mizoram, Nagaland. Have you been to any other state? So the question is very specific, and it's according to your experience. So Samir thinks that there are lines drawn on the ground between the states. What do you think? Not in real. The lines are not in real. When Sunita saw the earth from space, she found the earth very beautiful. Many thoughts came to her mind as she describes it. From so far away, one can only make out the land and the sea. One cannot see the different countries. Division into countries has been done by us. All the lines on the maps are made by us. They are in our minds. I wish we all think about this. Where are the lines really? So it is clearly mentioned here that the when if we look or when we look the earth from space, we can distinguish only land and sea, water body. The others that we have on globe are the lines are imaginary and are created by a human for our understanding. So the lines are not actually there on earth. So look at the sky. Samir, he closes one eye and moves the coin back and forth while looking at the moon. Look, I can hide the moon behind this coin. So with the help of coin, uh, Samir is trying to block the moon. Uzaira, wow, imagine hiding such a big moon behind such a small coin. So why don't you try to do the same with a coin? How many centimeters away from the eye did you keep the coin to hide the moon? So practically you have to put around approximately 25 centimeter away from the eye in order to block any object. Do you think the moon is flat like the coin or round like a ball? So we all know that moon, the shape of the moon is round in shape. Have you ever looked carefully at the sky at night? Don't the twinkling stars look magical? And sometimes the moon is silvery and bright, while sometimes it is nowhere to be seen in the black sky. So it's about the heavenly bodies. So you're talking about here, it is mentioned about the appearance of stars at night, moon at night. So look at the moon tonight and draw what it looks like. Look and draw again after 1 week and then after 15 days. So you have to carry out, you have to perform an activity in which you have to note down the time, today's date after a week, date after 15 days. You have to mention date by observing the appearance of moon. So we all know that moons have different shape. So when you look at the moon at different days, you will find that the shape changes, and we call it crescent, then quarter, then full. Then find out when is the next full moon. So with the help of this activity, you can find out, or you can count the days. You will be able to know uh, when is the full moon. So after performing this activity, you can complete the question which is given just next to the activity. So here, what are the festivals related to the moon? Karwa Chauth, Eid. Then at night, look at the sky. What could you see at night? We can see moon, stars. Then find out more about this. And shooting star is also mentioned here. Look at the table and tell given below are the times at which the moon rises and sets in Delhi. So it's a kind of case study, you can say, in which a particular area is mentioned here, and the data is provided in terms of a specific area, which is Delhi, and time of rising and setting of moon is mentioned separately. And with the help of this data, you have to fill up the gap or fill in the blanks given in your textbook. So we'll move to next page. The poet is also raising such questions in this poem. Stars are twinkling in the sky. Why do they twinkle? Tell me why. How many can you see? Some seem near and some seem far. Is there a name for every star? How many can you see? They shine so bright in the dark of night. Why do they hide in the morning light? How many can you see? Some shining stars we know so well, but every star has a tale to tell. How many can you see? So the twinkling of stars, you will be learning about the reason behind twinkling of star under the branch of physics. So when you go higher in your class, you will be learning the reason for all this twinkling, to be precise. So an interesting photograph is also given here of the earth, in which half of the earth is seen and half of the earth is dark in color. A spaceship went to the moon. Was this photograph of the earth was clicked from the surface of the moon. See how the earth is looking. Can you see the surface of the moon? Do you have some questions after looking at this picture? Write down those questions and discuss them in the class. So after looking at this photograph, you can create your own questions, and we can discuss, and you can discuss with your classmate. So next, do your best and things will work out. So when Sunita was 5 years old, so here the personal experience of Sunita is mentioned here. Sunita means Sunita Williams. So when she was 5 years old, she saw pictures of Neil Armstrong landing on the moon in 1969. Neil Armstrong was the first man to walk on the moon. Like any other child, Sunita was also fascinated. Sunita says that when she was a young girl, she really loved sports and swimming. She was never too interested in studies. After high school, Sunita wanted to become a diver, but she could not get into that course. So her interest from the starting itself, her interest was in sports and swimming. So she opted to become a diver. Instead, she became a helicopter pilot. But as time goes by, she became a helicopter pilot. One day, she found out that if she studied and trained for it, she could join the space mission. So slowly, the the interest was generated on space science, and she started training. She could join this space mission. So, related to space mission, the training she started, and that is what she did in 2007. Sunita Williams set a new record for the longest space flight by a woman. So it's a record. It was a record. So Sunita often gives her own example to tell children, if you want something but you get something else, do not give up, do your best and things will work out. So it's very inspiring, and you should try to incorporate such lines, and you should try to follow the quotation or the lines given by Sunita Williams. And if you want something but if you get something else, do not give up, do your best and things will work out. So if you try hard, or if you work on it again and again, finally you will succeed. So success, in order to succeed in life, it's very important to work hard. So along with that, you have to work smartly also. When Sunita was asked by a child, now what would she like to do in the future, she answered, I want to become a school teacher, so that she could make children understand how science and maths are closely linked to our lives. So, so after becoming teacher, she could really share her knowledge about science and maths and their interconnection. So what we have learned, so we have already discussed the history of Sunita Williams and her dreams and her training also we have discussed. So what we have learned, this is going to be the conclusion part of this lesson. Why do children always slide down the slide and not slide up? Nandhawa matam nandhabi sanabagi matangdani nga sida palisna. If this slide were there in the Sunita spacecraft, would children slide like this? Why? So nandhabi sanabaji space lem taragadi, obviously the sliding is possible because of the gravity on Earth. If it is there on space, then everything will afloat and it will be impossible to slide down. So why do we see stars mostly at night? It's because of absence of sunlight. So at night we can see stars and moon, and it's all because of absence of sunlight. Looking at Earth from the space, Sunita said, different countries cannot be seen as separate from here. These lines are on paper, they are made by us. What do you understand by this? So what the main topic that is there in today's video, or the main topic in today's video, is that the actual Earth, when we look it from spaceship, as we discussed the experience of Sunita Williams, the actual Earth does not have the lines which are there on the globe. So whatever lines are there on the globe, it are created by human, and it's for the understanding of human being. So human created the boundary lines for their understanding, but the lines are not there on actual Earth. So that is the main point mentioned here. So with this, I'll conclude my video, and this is the last video of lesson number 11, and then I think it will and I think when you look at the syllabus also, you will find that this is the last chapter of class 5 science. So I hope you have understand the topic, and the topic is related to space science and the experience of Sunita Williams. So if you are interested in space science, then you have to search about the space science. It's everything, the information, everything is available on internet. So just Google it, whatever you want, and you can learn the basics of science, and slowly your interest will develop. And if you go further, then you can add your knowledge, and you can bring change in society. So with this, I'll conclude my video. Thank you for watching. Thank you, everyone.